Okay, I got my Switch dock connected, and I got the HDMI cable that came with my Acer monitor, which just went smashed, and it does indeed do up to 4K, but it's only doing 2K here if we just switch dock, which honestly, I honestly don't know why, because the cable seems to be getting cool quality. The only reason I swapped the cable out was the original cable had a bad connection. So, because what actually happens when I just nudge this forward like this, it will cut out. This cable doesn't do it because it's a better quality cable. So, I'm not quite sure why that's a thing. So, let's see if I can find the cable. Probably unlikely I'll find the cable, but yeah, that cable had issues before. So, and although I have another one of these cables here, this one here, this doesn't work. It's too bulky. So, but yeah, I had to replace the HDMI cable with that. I think the reason it had a bad connection because it's cheaply made. So, although it does do 1080p, so that's pretty good. I mean, it does up to 4K. Now, this thing's pretty warm, and I think the fans run when it's docked. And I know there's an internal fan in here. There's an internal fan here. I don't think it's running. But there is an internal fan there that also helps with the heat dissipation. And hold on, let me get a Joy-Con out. So, for some reason, it's displaying in 2K, although it is supposed to be 1080p HDR. And I know it's not the cable at fault because I tested it on the ThinkPad and it does output 4K. So it's just for some reason the dock itself. It's not the monitor, not the cable at all. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with it that's causing it to happen. So I could try my capture card and see if that will force it, but I don't think so. It's just the cable itself. But luckily I changed it to a much better HDMI cable. I kind of dislike mini HDMI because it's really fragile right here. Especially micro HDMI. Like on the Pi 5 and 4. They break so easily. So that's one thing I dislike about having mini HDMI on portable monitors like this is because as soon as you damage the connector, you're stuck with using USB-C for the display output. And obviously, the Switch 2 has proprietary protocol to do the docking capability. So, obviously, that isn't going to work. So, and unfortunately, using a USB-C cable here to the Switch dock itself to power it, that doesn't work. So, I tested it out. In fact, I can technically show you. I'll take this out. It's really warm. So, right now I have a laptop charger plugged in. So we're going to take this out. This does come off. So, if I plug this in, and unplug this into the dock, it does power it, but it will give up this message if I try to dock it. Could not connect to the TV, making you sure you're using the correct AC adapter. And that's probably because this thing isn't outputting at 65 watts. So I actually need this charger here to power it. Let's get the charger back in. Get the cover back on. But this new cover system, it is a little bit fiddly. So because there's just a small hole for everything. So I'm not sure why Nintendo did that. So now if I put my Switch in the dock, the message goes away, and it successfully docks. So now I wonder, I hadn't checked this. System dock update, dock firmware update. So I think it's just for some reason the dock's not outputting. It's not making the monitor think it's 4K. I believe it is 4K. It's just for some reason think it's 2K. But it still looks really good on this monitor. Although it's not. There's no touchscreen on this. So. And I can plug it into my laptop. And then it does charge. So. And the fact is that the new Nintendo Switch 2 charger, which it didn't come with a cable, which is annoying when I got the new dock, is that if I'm going to plug this in. I do like the removable cable. So if you look here, it's a 60 watt power adapter. And I think the 60 watt power adapter is taken into account. Although I think it only takes like 45 watts for 15 volts. So that's what I have a feeling is happening. And look, Lighton. Lighton's actually the company that makes these Switch chargers. I guess they have a collaboration for that. But I guess it makes sense. See, officially Nintendo, Lighton was the one that made this. But I do like the detachable cable. That's one thing that Nintendo did. Because if you look on this old one, which is also, the cable is also thicker, you can see that the cable is permanently attached. So as soon as you break the connector, you throw away the entire charger because the connector is completely broken. This one here, the cable is replaceable. This is like Apple, but Nintendo is not like Apple at all. They don't cost this adapter. If you buy this adapter separately, it actually comes with the cable. It actually comes with the cable. However, on Apple adapters, they only come with the adapter, not the cable. Nintendo did a much better thing by providing the cable for it. Although it didn't come with me for my dock, which I don't know why they forgot to provide it. But like I said, this is a pro from Nintendo. Nintendo is being not Apple, kind of Apple, because they have the cable is replaceable, but when you buy this power adapter separately, they actually include the cable with it. That's one thing. And the fact that it's 60 watts, you can actually use it to charge a laptop. It's powerful enough to charge a laptop. Wouldn't you believe it? It's powerful enough to charge a laptop. Powerful enough for that. Because, you see here, it's 60 watts. It can even charge a Chromebook. No joke, it can even charge a Chromebook. Because 60 watts is plenty for a laptop that needs 65 watts. It's just that it will charge slightly slower, but this thing is one of the Nintendo things that they did. So it even does 20 volts. This can technically charge a laptop. If you look on this one here, yeah, mind you, this is a European one, so it has an adapter. If you look here, you can see it only has 5 volts, 1.5 amps, and 15 volts at 10.6 amps, 39 watts. So obviously, it doesn't work on the Switch 2. However, it does work to charge the Switch 2, just not for docking. So, but I'm soon gonna eliminate these adapters because these are kind of useless now. Because I don't have a use for them now because they're not possible for docking. And to be honest, I don't even know why I have these adapters now. Originally, I had this before the Switch 2 come out because like, especially this, because you can actually use this in like Europe, Paris, France, or Paris, France technically, because Paris, France uses type E or type F. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why I still have this adapter, or even to look here, another one of these, and another one of these. So, see, I'm not quite sure I have one. I have so many still. I even still have an Australian one. So, because since I got the Switch 2, those adapters are kind of useless. These will charge a Chromebook, but why would I need this why would I need this adapter now if the Nintendo Switch 2 adapter is much better? This can even work on the Switch 1, because this is standard power delivery protocol, standard PD protocol. So we do the same PD handshake. Yeah. When Nintendo first released the Switch, their adapters were not, the cables were permanently attached. So as soon as you broke this connector here, you gotta throw the entire charger away. Unless you know how to splice in a new USB-C connector, the charger is completely useless. The adapter can be still used, technically. So because this adapter, in case you get anything from Europe, you could easily plug it into here. That's the pro of this adapter. But I'm just saying that if the Type-C connector breaks, you gotta throw away the adapter completely. So, luckily this thing's still good. So, I have a feeling I'll probably just, because this thing's not really worth selling, because I don't think GameStop will really take the charger itself, because you don't think they sell used chargers at all. Because plus, this is a European one. Nobody's gonna want this one unless they have an adapter. Especially the UK Shuko plugs. This one here, it is UK. Ooh. So if I go ahead and plug the adapter. See? UK. I had to actually purchase an adapter for it for the reason. But since the Switch 2 came out, and I have the Switch 2, this can't be really used for docking anymore. So I don't know why I still have it. So put that away. And this one here is the Australian one. It is plugged into the Australian plug. I really will have to get rid of these Switch adapters, unless if someone will want to take this adapter. I'll probably give one to the college if I wanted to. Just donate it them there. I'd probably just do that and probably leave them in the commuter cord area, because I have no use for these cords anymore. Since I have this, and I can use a laptop charger instead. I have a laptop charger powering this and that, and it works fine. So it's kind of nice that Nintendo made it so that the cable is replaceable, and they include it when you buy this separately. It's much better. But now, since I got so many of these, it's just going to be less economical. So I can technically use this to charge my iPad, but these cables are not that long. So, and plus when you plug in with the adapter, it's kind of bulky. So, yeah, I'm just not sure I'm going to do with those adapters for the reason alone. So, and plus I still have this by Brooke. I still have this by Brooke. So Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one, because I don't think this works on the Switch dock. I know this works on the Switch dock, but not this one anymore. I just don't know what I'm going to do with a lot of these adapters. I have so many adapters, but now I don't have a use for them.